Hi guys, today I'm gonna do my first book review. The first one I want to do is Beginning Chinese Reader Part 1 by DeFrancis. The first thing I want to say about this is that it has traditional Hanzi rather than the modern simplified Hanzi, so this may or may not be useful to you. I think it'll be more useful if you're gonna interact with Taiwan or if you're studying abroad with Taiwan. So this may not be too useful for you if you're going to interact with mainland China, but it really depends on your personal language goals. So the first thing I want to show you is Lesson 1. Basically every lesson has 10 Hanzi that they teach you. So the first few lessons they have the first pictographs to show you where the modern ones came from. And then they have it again down here next to the pinyin. The part I don't really like about this though is that they don't really teach you how to read pinyin. They kind of expect you to just know it already. So basically if you already know it though and you know the tones, you're going to be okay. And then they have the English here. And then they also have some information next to it if they think you need to know more. So, and then they'll show you that if there's an asterisk next to it, then this is actually usually not used by itself. And then it skips right to Lesson 2 and 10 more Hanzi, and then the translations and the pinyin. So basically it goes on like that until Lesson 4, and then they start having you read dialogues. Now all of the lessons have a lot of different exercises. Basically they'll all have the illustrative sentences, dialogues, and then illustrative sentences in English. So the thing I like about this book is that they kind of build up on what you already know. So when you have longer dialogues like this, they'll only contain the Hanzi that they already taught you, so you don't really have to figure that much out. This isn't a grammar book. It's basically just focused on reading the characters. But what I do like about this is that you can kind of pick up on the grammar without actually learning it. I'm not saying that you should never learn any grammar, but if you're a beginning Chinese learner, then this will still help you, even though it doesn't have direct grammar. There is a book that goes with this about grammar, which I'll hopefully do a review later on about. So then, at the end of every lesson, they have a review of all of the characters. And then the thing that I like about this is that at the end of every lesson, they have special combinations, so you have more vocabulary. And then they start to have more different types of exercises. So eventually you're going to be reading some pretty long dialogues. And the good thing about this is that it kind of forces you to practice reading, so eventually you do get used to it as long as you do actually put effort into reading these. And then at the end they can get you to be reading like 10 pages before you get to the next exercise. So overall, I do like this book. I think it's pretty useful, but again, the only thing I don't like is that it doesn't really help with modern Chinese. But I do like how it helps you with vocabulary. So if you're looking for vocabulary, this is definitely a good book because it builds in what you already know, and that's one of my favorite ways to learn. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked it, and I'll be posting more reviews on different books. Bye.